Welcome to ICSE Grade 10, Banking Problems Solution. In this session, we will explore how to solve various banking-related numerical problems, particularly focusing on recurring deposits, interest calculation, and maturity values. Let's begin our journey into the world of practical banking mathematics. A recurring deposit account is a type of savings scheme where you deposit a fixed amount every month for a specified period. It helps you develop the habit of regular saving. The bank pays interest on your deposits at a fixed rate. At the end of the term, you receive your total deposited amount along with the interest earned. To calculate interest on a recurring deposit, we use this formula, I equals P into N plus 1 into R, divided by 2 times 12 times 100. Here, P is the monthly deposit, N is the number of months, and R is the annual interest rate. This formula accounts for the fact that each month's deposit earns interest for a different length of time. The maturity value in a recurring deposit account is the total amount you receive at the end of the deposit term. It is calculated by adding the total amount you deposited, that is, the monthly deposit times the number of months, to the interest earned. This final amount is what the bank pays you when the RD account matures. Now let's solve some problems to understand the recurring deposit concept better. Let's look at the problem. Katrina opened a recurring deposit account with a nationalized bank for a period of 2 years. The monthly installment she deposited is 1,000 rupees. The bank offers an interest rate of 6% per annum. We are required to find the interest earned in 2 years and the matured value at the end of the period. Here is the data provided in the question. The monthly installment, represented by P, is 1,000 rupees. The total duration is 2 years, which means 24 months. The rate of interest, R, is 6% per annum. To calculate the interest earned on a recurring deposit, we use this formula, I equals P times N plus 1 times R divided by 2 into 12 into 100. This formula accounts for the fact that each monthly installment earns interest for a different duration. Now, let's substitute the given values into the formula. We get I equals 1000 multiplied by 24 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 6, divided by 2 times 12 times 100. Solving this gives us 36 lakh divided by 2400, which equals 1500 rupees. So, the interest earned over 2 years is 1500 rupees. To calculate the matured value, we add the total principal amount to the interest earned. The formula is, matured value equals P times N plus I. Now we substitute the values. 1000 times 24 gives 24,000, which is the total principal amount deposited. Adding the interest of 1500, the matured value becomes 25,500 rupees. And finally, here is our answer. The interest earned is 1500 rupees, and the matured value of the recurring deposit account is 25,500 rupees. Problem solved. Let's begin with the problem. Mohan deposits 80 rupees per month in a cumulative deposit account for a period of 6 years. We are asked to find the total amount he will receive on maturity, if the rate of interest is 6% per annum. Here's the information given. The monthly deposit, P, is 80 rupees. The time is 6 years, which equals 72 months. The rate of interest, R, is 6% per annum. Our task is to calculate the interest earned and the total maturity amount. To find the interest, we use the standard formula for a recurring deposit account, I equals P times N plus 1 times R, divided by 2 into 12 into 100. This helps us calculate the total interest earned on all the monthly deposits. Now let's plug the values into the formula. Interest I equals 80 times 72 times 73 times 6 divided by 2400. Solving this, we get 25,22,880 divided by 2400, which gives us the interest as 1051 rupees and 20 paise. Next, we calculate the maturity value using the formula. Maturity value equals P times N plus I. Substituting the values, we get 80 times 72, which is 5,760, plus the interest of 1,051.20. The total comes to 6,811 rupees and 20 paise. And finally, the answer is, the interest earned by Mohan is 1,051 rupees and 20 paise. The total amount he will receive on maturity is 6,811 rupees and 20 paise. Let's read the problem. Ahmed deposits 2,500 rupees every month in a recurring deposit account for 2 years. At the end of the period, he receives a total of 66,250 rupees. We are asked to find two things. First, the interest paid by the bank, and second, the rate of interest. From the question, we know the monthly deposit is 2,500 rupees and the duration is 2 years, or 24 months. The maturity value is given as 66,250 rupees. To find the total amount deposited by Ahmed, we multiply 2,500 by 24. That gives us a principal of 60,000 rupees. Now, we calculate the interest by subtracting the principal from the maturity value. 66,250 minus 60,000 equals 6,250 rupees. That is the interest paid by the bank. To find the rate of interest, we use the formula for interest on a recurring deposit. After substituting all values and simplifying, we find the rate of interest is 10% per annum. And here is the final result. The interest earned by Ahmed is 6,250 rupees, and the rate of interest offered by the bank is 10% per annum. Let's go through the problem. Shobna deposits 500 rupees every month into a cumulative time deposit account at the State Bank of India. The duration of the deposit is 4 years. At the end of this period, she receives 28,410 rupees. We are asked to find the rate of simple interest. Here's what we know. Shobna deposits 500 rupees each month for 4 years, which is 48 months. So, the total amount she deposited, or the principal, is 500 multiplied by 48, which gives 24,000 rupees. The maturity amount is 28,410 rupees. Now, we calculate the interest by subtracting the principal from the maturity value. That is 28,410 minus 24,000, which equals 4,410 rupees. We use the recurring deposit interest formula, I equals P times N plus 1 times R divided by 2400. Substituting the values and solving, we find that the rate of interest is 9% per annum. And here is our final answer. The interest earned by Shobna is 4,410 rupees, and the rate of simple interest is 9% per annum. Here's the question. Richard has a recurring deposit account in a post office for 3 years. The rate of interest is 7.5% per annum using simple interest. At the time of maturity, he receives 8,325 rupees as interest. We are to find 1. The monthly installment, and 2. The total amount received on maturity. Let's note the given data. The interest is 8,325 rupees, the time is 3 years or 36 months, and the rate of interest is 7.5% per annum. Let the monthly deposit be P rupees. We'll use the standard recurring deposit interest formula. Interest equals P times N plus 1 times R divided by 2 times 12 times 100. Now let's plug in the values. 8,325 equals P multiplied by 36 times 37 times 7.5, all divided by 2,400. That gives us P times 9,990 over 2,400. Solving this equation, we find P equals 2,000 rupees. So, the monthly installment is 2,000 rupees. Finally, let's calculate the total amount received at maturity. That's 2,000 times 36, which gives 72,000 rupees, plus 8,325 rupees interest. So, the total maturity amount is 80,325 rupees. Our final answers are, monthly installment equals 2,000 rupees, and the maturity amount equals 80,325 rupees. Let's read the problem. Mr. Brito deposits a fixed amount every month in a recurring deposit account. The bank offers 8% interest per annum. At the end of 3 years, he receives 8,088 rupees. We are to find his monthly installment. From the question, we know that the time is 3 years, or 36 months, and the interest rate is 8%. Let the monthly installment be P. We'll use the standard interest formula for recurring deposits. Let's simplify the expression. 36 times 37 is 1332. Substituting in the formula, we get interest equals 10,656 P divided by 2400. Now, we write maturity value as principal plus interest. Solving the equation, we find the monthly installment is 200 rupees. And here is the final answer. Mr. Brito's monthly installment is 200 rupees. Priyanka has a recurring deposit account where she deposits 1,000 rupees every month. The bank offers an interest rate of 10% per annum. At the end of the term, she receives 5,550 rupees as interest. Based on this information, we are asked to calculate the total time for which she held the account. Let's begin with the data. Priyanka deposits 1,000 rupees per month. The total interest she receives is 5,550 rupees. The interest rate is 10% per annum. We apply the recurring deposit interest formula to find the time. Let's use the interest formula for recurring deposits. After substituting the known values, we simplify and find that n times n plus 1 equals 1332. Now, we factor the equation and get two possible values for n, 36 and negative 37. Since time cannot be negative in this context, we reject minus 37. Therefore, Priyanka held the account for 36 months, or 3 years. So, the final answer is the total time she invested is equal to 36 months, that is 3 years. Let's understand the problem. Beena has a cumulative deposit account in which she deposits 400 rupees every month. The bank offers 10% per annum simple interest. At the end of the term, she receives 30,100 rupees. We are required to find the total time for which she held the account. Beena deposits 400 rupees per month in a recurring deposit account at 10% per annum. She receives 30,100 rupees at maturity. We use the maturity formula to find the number of months. After substituting the values into the formula and simplifying, we get a quadratic equation, n squared plus 241 n minus 18,060 equals 0. Factoring the equation gives two values, n equals 60 or negative 301. We discard the negative value. So, the account was held for 60 months or 5 years. Thank you for joining this session on the banking chapter. Keep practicing problems on recurring deposits, interest, and maturity value to strengthen your understanding. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more learning videos. See you in the next chapter.